Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we are going to be covering Minecraft 1.19.3 pre-release 2. They released pre-release 1 yesterday, and I did upload a video on that, so if you want to check that out then it'll be linked in the description. So today they've released pre-release 2, just to fix a few more bugs. The release date for 1.19.3 is still set for December 6th. That hasn't changed. The changes within this pre-release are when tapping through buttons, tooltips are displayed above or below them. I think what that means is when you are using buttons like, let's quickly go here, and when it has the tooltip that hovers, like that one right there. I think they've made it just so the tooltip follows the cursor now, just so it's easier to see. Rather, I think before it would be like below or above the button. So they've made it a bit easier for the tooltip to be seen, as it seems to follow the cursor. Also, tooltips that you tab, oh yeah, as you can see right here, it's now displayed below the button, or it will be displayed above if it can't fit below. And if you click tab, as you can see, I'm cycling through the buttons. When you actually tab, the tooltip that is shown is prioritized over the tooltip from the cursor. So as you can see, this one should give a tooltip, but because this one is shown, it cannot show this one. And the final thing is they have fixed a few bugs where the game would take quite a long time locating structures. I don't exactly know how they've fixed it, but it says they've optimized the slow cases of structure lookup. So when you're trying to locate structures now, it should be a bit quicker and it should be a bit smoother as well. I really want to interrupt this video to say if you do enjoy, leave a like and subscribe, as it does really help out, and we are so close to 2,000. I appreciate it if you could subscribe so we can try and reach 2K before the end of the year. So let's now jump straight back to the snapshot video. Also, one thing I have noticed that is changed is if you actually have a tooltip, it now actually follows your cursor. As you can see, this one right here, I think before it would stick to the item, but it now actually moves with your cursor. So if you move your cursor around the item, as you can see, it moves with it. That might have always been a thing, but I don't remember it. I think the whole thing was the actual tooltip would stick to the item itself rather than your actual cursor. So now let's jump to bug fixes within this pre-release. There's not too many. Most of them are once again related to the tooltips not rendering properly and not showing properly. But one of them is the creeper, where you can actually light the creeper with a flint and steel, like that, as you can see. Well, there was a bug meaning you couldn't actually do it with a fire charge. I don't know when this bug was introduced. I don't know if it's always been a thing. But as you can see, you can now actually light creepers with fire charges. And if you are in survival mode, it does not actually use a fire charge. So that's another bug that we have just found. If you're actually in survival mode, while you use the fire charge, it doesn't consume one within your inventory. At least I don't think it does. Yeah, as you can see, I'm lighting these creepers before their like initial charge up, and it's not using a fire charge. It's not using a fire charge, so I don't know if that's another bug or if that's just something that is intended. There was another bug where bees, this is a bug that gets introduced pretty much every update, but there was a bug where bees would get stuck on non-full blocks, so things like fences, fence gates. There was a bug where they would get stuck on these and then not be able to do anything, and their AI would completely break. Well, that has now been fixed, and they should be able to get out of the block, as you can see right there. This includes anything that wasn't a full block, so walls, trapdoors, iron bars, chains, anything like that. Now, if the bee goes into its hitbox, it will be able to fly out again. There was also a bug where villagers would rarely close doors behind them. So if we quickly just go down somewhere so we can make a little tunnel for a villager, and we do something like this. If we put a villager there and like that, and then we maybe put a workstation on the other side of the door. So let's maybe just throw a lectern over there. And then we close the door. The villager should now close the door upon going through it. There was a case where it would rarely close the door, and it would leave the door open, which is very bad, because obviously if it's running from zombies or anything, then the zombies will be able to get through the door where it doesn't close it. There was a few other bugs which I will quickly just read, but I can't actually get them to work. Place pack files here. Hover text on pack selection screen shows everywhere when open pack folder button has focus. That should now be fixed. The data collection button in the telemetry menu displays its hover text regardless of position of the cursor. So I'm pretty sure that's here. And it's the data collection. So here, this hovering over this would display the what's it called, the tooltip no matter what, even if your cursor was somewhere else on the screen. Buttons within the list in the social interactions menu display their hover text regardless of the position of the cursor. So it seems like this pre-release is mainly focusing on the cursor and tooltips, as I know there was, like, for so long, so many bugs with tooltips not rendering on screen due to them not actually rendering by the cursor. So a lot of them should now be fixed. And the last bug that has been fixed is the draft report icon isn't present on any of the title screen buttons within the dev screen when attempting to disconnect from the world while having saved draft reports. So that's everything for 1.19.3. They have actually fixed one thing for 1.20, so let me quickly just recap that. Before we cover the 1.20 bug fix, I do quickly just want to mention a few more bug fixes from yesterday's pre-release. The axolotl would commonly hesitate when in danger or pathfind into danger, causing it to pathfind into dangerous areas. That should now be fixed, so axolotls are less likely to wander or go to danger. There's another bug fix with the Vex. It says the Vex's texture does not utilize translucency. I don't know what that exactly means, but that has apparently been fixed. There was a bug fix with LA's. LA movement AI is broken in 22W42A and up, causing them to spin in midair. So LAs will no longer just spin around in midair. That should now be fixed. I think that was a bug introduced in 22W42A, and a bug that has actually been around for quite some time. Baby piglings and baby zombified piglings will take damage if they run into a one-tool block. This was due to their hitboxes being a bit taller than the actual mob themselves, so they couldn't fit in an area like this. If you actually spawned one in, they would start taking suffocation damage, but they will no longer do that. Let's quickly just cover the two bugs for 1.20. The first one is camels. Shorter mobs will be able to hit you while on a camel. I think that means like baby mobs and mobs that are a bit smaller than the 2-block height. There was a bug meaning that the actual stat of, let me quickly just find it. The tag of Minecraft used book type doesn't increase when you actually put a book inside of a chiseled bookshelf. That should now be fixed, and the stats should now correctly update when you use chiseled bookshelves. Anyway, that is everything within this pre-release. It's a very small one, and I did quickly just recap a few of the bugs in yesterday's one, as there was a bug meaning that the actual bug fixes wasn't on the website. You had to actually go to the Reddit for the bug fixes. It seems like they now have fixed that, so you can actually read all the bugs in the description. But anyway, if you did enjoy, leave a like and subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye.